Welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with an insane amount of craft brew on the side. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this episode, we are slowly working our way through chapter 44 of Blood of the Fold. And we mean that literally this week because we had technical difficulties, and then we were both struck down by a sickness. And we're still working through that, as you could probably hear.
Yeah, so I apologize for both of our voices. I personally think Jade sounds fine, but I sound like shit. So I'm going to try and keep that in check. And thank you for bearing along with us.
Yes.
Before we get into the chapter, we wanted to talk about a live episode. So we have heard you guys, and we know you wanted to do a live episode, and things have been kind of crazy during this book, so we came up with a plan for that. We are going to have a live episode at the end of the book, for sure, with our patrons. So if you guys wanted to get on that, make sure to hop on patreon.com and sign up. That literally any tier, doesn't matter, will get you into that. But yeah, we are going to talk about the whole book, probably the Wizard's rules, things we liked, things we didn't like, and just kind of have an open conversation there, which should be a lot of fun. I know they always are. We will get with you guys on a specific date. I know we asked a lot of you when works best, so we can make sure we get the most amount of people there. We don't want anybody to miss out, but that one will stay up permanently, so if you do happen to miss that, you can always just catch it later. But yeah, I just wanted to take care of that housekeeping, kind of get that out of the way. We are looking forward to it. And Jade and I, hopefully after we kick this sickness, we are going to be back with a vengeance.
Yes. We are doing our best to work as hard as we can to get as much as we can out for you guys. And we appreciate every one of you. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's right. So I think with that out of the way, it's time to get into this chapter. This insanity.
The 3 different parts again. It's a lot.
Like it's just like we talked about with Quentin Tarantino, how he will change scenes or the camera will cut away after just 2 or 3 seconds a lot to let you know that something crazy is about to happen. And that's what it is. There's a lot going on here, and we keep switching back and forth between characters because there's more of a story to tell.
We're getting close to the end, so it's like ramping up.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is happening at the same time, and you gotta keep track of it. I know we talked about last time getting a copy of that Sword of Truth map and putting it up with like a marker so we could keep track of where everybody is real time in the world to help us remember where all the pieces of the puzzle are. And I think that would be really useful, especially here when, one chapter, it's just a quarter of the chapter, and in the next time you see those same people, they're in a different country doing a different thing.
Yeah, because this one, everything's happening simultaneously, but we have time jumped.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Or a few weeks in the future, so...
Right. And we will see that a little bit later in the chapter when we do come back around to Richard. But as for the beginning of this chapter, we start with Anne, Nathan, and Zedd. And Anne is begging Zedd to help. Now, he won't do it. We know he's a stubborn old man. He's not going to bend. He's sitting there eating kind of in silence or, being a smart ass. He finishes his food and just tosses his bowl on the ground.
Well, to be fair, he is a prisoner. So her asking him to do her favors is kind of like, well, fuck you. And also, I'm not like, thanks for the food, but actually, no thanks, because I'm not going to pick that up.
I don't watch. It's just like me when I was a baby. When I was done with my bottle, I'd be like, I'm done. Fuck that. Pick it up and change me now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to make this as hard for you as possible.
Yeah.
So the other thing he does is he gets into his bedroll and tries to go to sleep. He's like, I'm done. Super passive aggressive. Another thing we learn is that he's not being totally controlled by the collar. Last night, apparently, he was able to spell Anne's journey book to kill her if she opened it for too long. So, this explains the very short message that Verna got from Anne.
Yeah.
Anne could not have written anymore because she would literally die for trying.
It was an amusing little spell, too. It, like, shot up a ball of sparks up into the air, and she had to fucking shut it before they hit the ground, or she would die.
It's like New Year's.
Yeah.
But deadly.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's so pretty, right? Don't let it touch the ground. It's got some pretty serious consequences, so just so you know. And so it doesn't stop her from trying to write. She gets that message out to Verna, and she slams the book shut just before it touches the ground in, like, the nick of time. But it almost makes it sound like it's a one-shot. So the next time she opens it, that spark is near the ground. She's not going to have that same amount of time. Otherwise, like, open it, write a word, close it. Open it, write another word, close it, and just continue that.
I guess that's what I thought the situation. I think she was just like, dude, take it off, because I don't want to deal with this bullshit. I want to write
a huge pain in my ass, turns out.
Yeah. But maybe it is like that. Maybe it doesn't reset every time. But either way, it's annoying her, and she wants it to go away so she can help Verna.
Well, and there's going to be serious consequences. She tells him that sisters might die if he doesn't help.
Oh, no.
But he reminds her, hey, you already condemned them to death by violating the truce that we had. And so, like, whatever, they were already going to die.
Yeah.
You have no effect on that. That's happening. And, by the way, if you're left unguarded, if Nathan falls asleep and you're sleeping, I'd kill you too.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Don't worry about it.
You're all fucked for doing this. None of you are safe. And it goes back to what you said. He's a prisoner.
Yeah.
He's not here trying to make friends and be nice. He wants the fuck out of here. That's his priority.
Yeah, she hadn't really, I guess, thought about what it would be like to collar a grown man, probably, because she has Nathan in a collar, who is a grown man, but he has been in a collar since he was a boy.
Yeah.
It's a totally different situation.
Right. It's a completely different thing. And well, especially this. Nathan has been in a collar, like you said, since he was young. Zedd has never been in a collar that we know of.
Right.
So that's a huge shock to the it's a shock to the shit. That's a huge shock to the system for a grown man to suddenly, essentially be thrown in prison. Whereas if you were raised in the prison system and then you were tossed in again, it's not good. But, I mean, you're more used to it.
Yeah. If you're born into slavery, it's different than being
right. I'm not saying it's any better or worse.
Good.
No, but
it's not good.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But Nathan does confirm that Zedd feels the same way. His friends might die if he's not released. See? So we're both fucking each other. Actually, you're fucking me over more, but... well, okay, maybe not exactly that, but the first chance he gets to kill her and escape, he will. Like, he means it. And he fucking means it. He's not kidding. He wants to kill you and escape, and he is going to try.
Yeah, like, they've had chit-chats, just the two of them, like, bro to bro, real shit. I'm not fucking around.
Yeah.
Nathan knows. He's like, okay.
Well, he gets it. He's in a collar, too.
Yeah, well, and they've had discussions about how much different it would be to collar a fucking first-order wizard, obviously.
Yeah.
And here we are, and it's not easy, okay?
Turns out this is a real pain in the ass. This is the true madness of the plan.
Yeah.
This is the part that Nathan did not like. So Anne asks Nathan what's keeping him from just falling asleep on watch and letting Zedd kill her so that they can both escape. Which was interesting because they could escape, but they'd still have the Radahans around their necks, and apparently they can't remove them even so. It doesn't matter if Anne dies. So, like, they could escape, but they'd still have the collars on. They'd have to deal with that somehow.
That's a strange theoretical question because, like, then where does the control go?
Right. Who's got the leash to that collar? That was good. See what yeah.
Ooh.
Anyways, yeah, that was just a question I had. I wasn't sure, but Nathan looks at Anne and says, look, if I had wanted you dead, you would have been 1,000 times by now. I don't want to kill you. Okay? I'm not happy about being locked up here and being forced basically to do your bidding, but at the same time, I don't want to kill you. I've known you for a super long time.
Yeah, he's like, I want you to take my damn collar off, woman. I don't want to murder you to do that because I don't, hate you, but I hate not being able to, walk around without a collar and have freedom. That sucks. You should understand that. And it's different than Zedd, because Zedd's like, you're killing, like, I was there to help my friend. I was there to save shit, and you took me from that situation. I am pissed that I couldn't do what I could do for my people, so fuck your people.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nathan doesn't totally disagree with what Anne is doing.
No.
So he can be more on board with that. Zedd probably doesn't fully disagree with what she's doing, barring the part of him being collared. Like, she is doing a decent thing, I guess. She's trying to make sure everything goes the way us as the reader would want it to go. Overall, save the world.
But he couldn't even write a goddamn letter to Richard and, like, leave it in the front door of the keep to be like, yo, man, XYZ, don't do this. Kahlan and Addie are alone, so
probably
here's the sitch.
The exact first thing he did was what Zedd would have been like, hey, don't go in there. Don't touch that. Leave that alone.
Right.
And Richard was like, I'm doing all of that stuff first to see what he doesn't want me to know.
Yeah, just...
So he probably would have anyways.
He couldn't even have a little chit-chat before they left. So yeah, I'd be pissed too.
So she apologizes to Nathan for making him help her. He's like, look, you're not, and we were just talking about that, you're not making me help you. I want to help you. In fact, you're a lot of fun. You bought me a sword. You gave me a reason to use it. Love that, by the way. and I don't know if you would call it true love, but like, she bought me a sword, guys. This is serious. I don't know where we were before, but she bought me something sharp and shiny, so I'm in. I like this one.
No, I don't. Okay, I feel like it's true love in the sense of, like, friendship love. Like,
true friendship.
Yeah, because there's never any vibes of, like, bow chicka wow, like, between the two of them. It's always
not
like,
really.
We're solid, but...
It's more like a mutual respect type thing.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like, you bought me a sword, and then because you were in danger, I had to use said sword, which is
fucking awesome.
Yeah, which was the reason I wanted the sword, so you gave me that. That is a gift. That is the true gift of being able to murder somebody for somebody you love. I think that's hilarious. Everybody was just like, I don't know if that's right. It is. Anyways, besides that, the prophecy says he needed to arrive, he being Zedd, to the Palace of the Prophets, fucking angry. And he thinks her plan might actually work. Zedd is very, very angry.
Yeah, you done one part of this so far, so congrats.
Yeah. You pissed him off. Now let's cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the most terrifying thing. Yeah, I think it's going to work. I don't want to see it work, but I do. I just don't want to be around when it works. Anyways, he will take the first watch, but she should definitely check her bedroll before turning in for the night. There's no telling what Zedd got to crawl in there after those damn snow fleas. So I looked these up because I had never heard of snow fleas. And these are real, by the way, but they don't really fuck with people.
Like... Could they? Do they have the ability?
Yes, they absolutely could, but they go after rodents, things with hair, because they're easier to grab onto and keep warm. And our skin, especially when it's cold, is not prime feeding area.
Okay.
But but they also are very, very irritating when they do bite.
I was going to say, so theoretically, you have a whole bunch of snow fleas in the bottom of a sleeping bag, and a person crawls in there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That, as long as that person is warm, the skin is warm, they will bite people. They don't really in their natural environment, but if Zedd put a bunch of them in her sleeping bag, she's having a really rough night.
She's like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the worst. We've had it before with our pets before. Where they get fleas from outside in the grass and they bring them in, and it's torture. You got to get rid of them bastards.
That's my prevention all year round.
That's
I'm
right.
not even going to let them come in the house now. No.
Fuck that. Yeah. Puck's sitting right here. Flea freeze, where to be. So Anne says that they just have a little further to go. They're almost home. And Nathan finishes her thought with saying, and then you kill us all. Yay! Super excited about that. And Anne's like, what choice do I have, man? This is the plan. They are full